Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to Triple N again. Today we are going to do monthly reset. I am going to take you through how I plan for my month, what I normally do. So this is like the first week of the month. This is when I normally do this. So first off, I start by preparing a menu. So I look at what we had, like this was for last month. This is what we had up. So I remove it off of where we normally put it. I find like having a menu really helps me to be able to plan myself well, to know the groceries that we need for the month, to know what I need to shop for. So this is where I begin. So I make my menu for the month. So I just have a list of all the things that we need. So I start like from Monday. First I look at my calendar and just check how many weeks that month has, because there are some that overlap. They're slightly over 4 weeks. So I just ensure that I have counted the number of weeks that we have for that month. Then I go ahead. So I do Monday to Sunday, so that it gives the nanny also an easy time to know what she's supposed to prepare. Or the days that I'm cooking, I also know what I'm supposed to prepare, and because she also helps me to meal prep in terms of cutting up the ingredients and all that, so she's well aware what is supposed to happen. So I make the menu for the whole month, and then below it at the very bottom I try to put a list of all the shopping things that we will need for that month in terms of the quantities. So say for example, I've already done my menu for the month, and I know that maybe we are going to eat eggs like 2 or 3 times a week. I know the quantities of eggs that we consume like as a household, so I am able to plan so that in my shopping list I can say maybe this month I need 2 crates of eggs, or I need 4 packets of unga, or I need like 2 kgs of rice, 4 kgs of meat, and all that. If you've watched my previous videos, I have done a bulk shopping haul, so most of the things I will have shopped for about 3 to 6 months. So the only thing that I normally replenish are the meats and maybe dairy and eggs. Yeah, so normally those are the only things that I would be buying on a month-to-month basis. So after I am done with making my entire weekly menu, I come up with, because over the weekend all of us are at home, so I also have breakfast options for the weekend. And for weekend I cover Saturday and Sunday, so I'll put a list of all the things that we can be able to make. That is from mandazi, pancakes, bread, scones, plantain, baked beans, sandwiches, githeri, boiled eggs. So I also have that. Then I segregate them, like if it's for Saturday, like this coming Saturday if we'll have mandazi, then on Sunday do we want to have the same leftover mandazi, so that even that guides us in terms of the quantities that we are supposed to make. So after I have done my menu, I then plan to go for my shopping, which will be guided by the menu that we've already made. So after I make the household menu, then I do a menu for my baby, because he's like about 9 months, so there are some things that he eats that all of us eat, but there are some things that we have to make for him, especially when it now comes to like snacks, when it comes to like his breakfast options. There are things that we eat that he cannot eat, so I also do a menu for him. For him, we shop on a weekly basis, because things like milk, we have to get like the fresh milk, and we cannot use like long life on him. So for him we shop like on a weekly basis. Same applies to his groceries. For him we buy on a weekly basis. Yeah, so after I'm done with that, I make the shopping list, then I head out to do my shopping. So after I am done with the menu, I plan my finances for the month. So this is the planner that I use. I got it from Kike. I think on Instagram they're called at Kike Designs. So this is where I got this finance planner from. So one, this is what I use for my vision board, because it has everything segmented clearly, what you're supposed to do when. So basically what I'll do is I try to go back, check my fixed expenses, look at how I was able to spend on that previous month, look at if I was able to pay my bills on time, look at if there are any that are pending. So basically I go through the expenses that I had the previous month and where I was offline. After that, I then sit down and now plan for the coming month. So when I'm planning for the monthly, when I'm doing my monthly plan, I will look at, for example, on the sinking funds, I had put that I want to do this amount. Was I able to do it or not? If I had planned for maybe to start putting aside money for emergency fund, and normally there's a place where you populate like per month. So I look at the amounts that I had put for the month and if I was able to do it or not. Then I'll go to like my retirement fund. Like luckily for me, because I am still in employment, my employer does this deduction, so it goes straight to my savings, but I also try as much as possible to just be able to update it. So I'll normally call the company that does our retirement fund for us. That is, for us we call it a provident fund. I call them and then update accordingly, like that is if the payment has been made. Then if I had any savings goals, like this year I'm not doing the 52 weeks saving challenge, but this book is good because if you are to do a 52 weeks savings challenge, then there's a place where like you can be able to track it. So basically that is what I do in terms of finances. I just try to check if I am in line with what I had planned to do, and if there's anything more that I need to add, then I do that. If there's somewhere where maybe I didn't do better, then I'm able to include it in the month that is to come. So after I'm done like with my finance planning, I go to Nala. So for Nala Empire, I use a different planner. It's called the Perfect Planner. I got this in 2021, but I think it served me for quite a long time. It is yet to get filled up, but it is about to get filled up. So when I go to Nala, because for Nala Empire, I have 3 wings of Nala Empire. I have Nala Little Cubs, which mainly does like kids items. Currently we just have clothing, but we are looking to upscale so that we can include other projects. Then I look at, it has Nala Empire, which has like our handbags, our sleepwear, and like other products. Then we also have Nala Organics, which deals with like all our body care products. Yeah, so usually that's the other thing that I also work on. So I look at how we did the previous month, what we need to do better in the coming month, and maybe also set goals for the new month that is to come. Yeah, so after I am done with planning for Nala, then I do my plan for Triple N. So because for Triple N we normally batch shoot, I will try and like come up with the topics that I would want. Normally at the beginning of the year, I'll have like a number of topics that I would want to go through. So I make sure that I have written them down. Then under each topic, depending on when we will be shooting, I try to write the notes underneath it. I think in my previous video, you've seen me referring to this book. So under each topic, I go underneath it and then have some pointers for it, so that on the day that we are doing the shoot, it is not very hectic, and it's not like that is when I'm trying to think like, this is what I want to shoot, these are the points that I need. And that is part of just making sure that we have good content, that I have a well planned out content, very well thought out content. So I think after I've done like all this planning, I do plan like for my own like self-care. So during the month, like I also get like my hair done, I get my nails done. I don't do my fingernails, but I do my toenails. I don't know why. I think it's just something, that's how I've always done it. I don't have any reason as to why I don't. So I make sure that I get my hair done, I get my nails done. That is once a month. I also plan, like I make sure that I have a date, so I set a date for when I can go on my solo dates, so that then I'm just able to have some alone time. I am able to put all my thoughts and plans for the month together, and to just also help me see that if I am on track with the things that I had planned either at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of that month, and just basically to strategize on all the plans that I have already put in place. The other thing that I do or of course like now on a monthly basis, is ensure that on the day that I'm doing the reset, I make sure that all the bills have been paid that we are supposed to pay. So just making sure that we are up to date. I also make sure that I've given my nanny like some money that will cover us for the month. That is in terms of the groceries that we need to get. Then for the suppliers that we use on a monthly basis, like the person who refills our water, I just make sure that we've paid him for the month, so that all he has to do is just do the deliveries of the water. Same to the person who supplies for us gas cooker. They also pay at the beginning of the month, because you guys know, like gas can be so disrespectful in Asia anytime, and maybe that time you don't have the money. So I just make sure that I pay well in advance, like at the beginning of the month. So gas ikisha, even in between, all we have to do is just call him and they're like, hey, can you deliver gas to our place? So I feel like this monthly reset actually gives me a very easy time in terms of just being able to plan myself, making sure things are running, so that now I can be able to focus on the most important things, and that is like basically just chasing paper. I mean, we are always paying bills, so there can only be one agenda, making sure that we are looking for the money that we need. Yeah, so if you guys also plan your month, and if you do a monthly reset, like this is the time to, you know what, you can also like to just share and tell me what you guys are able to do. I think one thing I've forgotten, the other thing that I do during my monthly reset is I have a sit down with my nanny. I take her through the things that she did well in the previous month and the areas that she needs to improve in, so that we don't have a lot of back and forth. So most of the time, instead of all the time telling her do this, do that, do this, do that, I feel like it's better for her if she has some sort of structure, and also just giving her feedback. I feel like it reduces like a lot of tension like throughout the month. And then I also do her plan for the month, because normally I'll write for her down, like on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she knows she's supposed to wash the whole house. Then on Tuesday, if she's supposed to like wipe windows, wipe window sills, wipe surfaces, I'll indicate that for her. So I normally also make that plan for her. Then on Wednesdays, if she's supposed to be doing like ironing, so I'll also have that like written down, so that all she has to do is just go there, check. And even for me, in terms of accountability, I am able to, if I find something that is not in place, I'll be like, what is happening? Because you are supposed to have done this on this day, so why was that like not done? So even when we are I'm sitting down with her to do a review for the month, it is based off of already the tasks that I have given her, and I try as much as possible to spread them out, because she's also like taking care of the baby. So I normally do not want her to be very overburdened. So I'll just make sure if it is any tasks that she's doing, they're like 1 to 3 tasks at most, so that she can be able to just focus on them and also do it, and also focus on taking care of the baby. Yeah, so you guys can also share what you do when you just want to reset, or how you plan your month. For me, this is how I do it. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. I really do appreciate you, and I can't wait for the numbers to increase. Invite your friends, invite your relatives, let them come over and subscribe, so that we can continue growing our community.